Hello, I'm Vince White. I'm an employment attorney, and on this channel, we answer publicly posted questions from YouTube users, getting folks the answer they need from an employment attorney. Let's turn on a light. That's maybe better. I don't know. We have a question here from YouTube user Estify2114, who says, "Hey there, Vince. Hey there, Estify. My lawyers won't respond to my questions, and it's been more than 72 hours. I've emailed and called. According to you, that's a reasonable timeline. I've been doing my research, however. The whole point of getting a lawyer was if I was concerned for them to ease my worries." All right. So, first and foremost, I fully believe and guarantee in a 24-hour callback for clients. Generally the same day, right? If it's a business day and you call or email your attorney, I think you should get something back same day or at the very least within 24 hours. We have a 24-hour guarantee. If it's the weekend that's not urgent, or a holiday for that matter, you're not going to get a response. Obviously, it's not urgent. If it is urgent, you should get a response. Most things are not urgent in employment law. A lot of people tend to think things are urgent when they're not. And sometimes you have to kind of be like, hey, this is absolutely relevant to your case. This matters. You matter. We care about you and your case. It is, however, New Year's Eve at like 11:40. And it is not at all urgent. And I know you're trying really super hard to pretend it is urgent, but it's not. You're not going to see any of these people for a couple days, and nothing's going to happen. It's okay. We're going to deal with it. We're going to deal with it not on New Year's Eve at 11:40 p.m. Some clients like that. Some clients don't, but that's the reality. It's not urgent on a holiday or a weekend. It can wait. If it is urgent, I do think you should get a response. Now, that's our guarantee, right? That's fine. Our guarantee is our guarantee. It doesn't mean other firms have to do what we do. We tend to be kind of a premium option, a little pricey, right? So our clients have higher expectations, and we need to meet those expectations. If you're working with like a pure contingency firm at a low contingency rate, is it reasonable for them to take 72 hours to return your phone call? Yeah. I mean, they have a higher case volume. They probably have fewer attorneys assigned to a given case. They might have more cases per attorney. Right? I mean, here we have 3 attorneys assigned to a case, so we can get that quick response to the client, right? And we keep the case loads relatively low for our field. So, there's a lot of bandwidth left to respond to client concerns. In contrast, like a firm, like a bargain basement firm on like a 25% contingency, and they're out there. I've seen these retainers. They probably have like 120 cases per attorney, 1 attorney per case. They're trying to make their money in volume, which they can help a lot of people doing that. I'm not saying they're a bad firm at all. I'm just saying if that's their model, they're not going to be as responsive. They're just not, right? They can't be. You've got 120 clients at a given, like you wake up, you go to work on a Monday, and you got 120 case files that you're responsible for. Odds are 20, maybe 30 of those clients are going to call you that day. If you talk to all 30 of those clients, you'll be doing 0 work. No work will get done. Now listen, you can say to me, Vince, talking to your clients is work. Yeah, fair. You're addressing the client concerns. That is important. It is very important because you work for the client. You need to be service-oriented. But you know what addressing client concerns doesn't do? It doesn't move a case forward. It's not the nuts and bolts of litigation. It's not the planning. It's not the creative strategizing. It's not the tactics. It's not the warfare in the trenches. None of that, right? So do you need to answer your client's questions? Yes. Will answering your client's questions help in certain circumstances? Help the case? Yeah, of course. Of course. Get on the same page, learn something new about the case. Very, very valuable. Not deriding answering client questions. But answering client questions is not the same as moving a case forward. And Any attorney in this field, any young associate in this field, I would say, listen, you need to split up your day. And you need to make time to answer your client's questions and be service-oriented. And you need to move your caseload. Because if you're not moving your caseload, guess what? You're out. Doesn't work. The case has got to move. We got 20, 40, 60, 80 grand tied up in a given case, and you're not moving it. It's not moving forward. It's not being aggressively litigated. That's a real problem. That's a real problem, right? Why is that client waiting? Why is the case not moving? Oh, that client calls you too often? That's not a thing. You gotta have a conversation with that client. Like, hey, I love answering your questions. We want to answer your questions. You do call me every day. So, like, maybe we could group the questions because we can't just chit-chat every day. Like, I understand it's a fraught time in your life. I understand it's difficult. And I understand you need answers. And that is important to me. But if you are calling with a question per day, every single day, let's do this. Let's group your questions, and maybe we speak twice a week. Because what I need to do as your attorney is I need to move your case. And the questions you're asking me, a lot of them, not really that relevant. They don't move the case forward, for sure. And there are a little, listen, I want you to be fully in the know. But you're asking questions about stuff that's not even, like, related to your case sometimes, right? Which happens, right? People get a case. They don't really understand the industry. They want to. One of the reasons why we started this channel, right? Like, it helps, right? But a lot of people don't want to go look up a YouTube video. They just want to ask their attorney who they're paying. I think that's fair game. They're paying their attorney lots of money if the attorney wins, right? So, Estify, it depends a little bit on the firm. But if they left you hanging for 72 hours, and let's be clear, are we talking 72 hours like over the weekend, in which case 1 business day? Or are we talking about 72 hours like 3 business days? If you went 3 business days without a call back, I see a problem there. I see a pretty significant problem there. Unless there was some kind of understanding with the firm, like, hey, we're a high volume firm, this is what we do, which they probably wouldn't say up front, but like, if they did, fair game. As long as they're being upfront with you, that's fine with me. If they didn't, if they said, yeah, no, we're going to take good care of you. We're going to fight for you. We'll fight for you. We're an animal. Right. I used to know a guy who would say that. I'll fight for you. I'm an animal. Fantastic. This is really, really fantastic. It worked too. People hired him. Still do. Not how I conduct myself. But listen, people like it. People hire that kind of stuff, right? They liked it a lot. He's no dummy. No dummy, right? So, Estify, am I uncomfortable with 72 hours if you mean 3 business days? Yes, absolutely. No question. Do I think that means your firm is garbage? No, I don't think that, but I do think I think 3 business days without a response to a client is too long at really any level of employment firm. In employment law, people are going through a lot. The plaintiffs are going through a lot. They have been really attacked and harmed. It's traumatic. It's difficult. They're going to have questions. They're going to have needs. They're assigning you a rather large contingency worth significant amounts of money, tens, hundreds, millions of thousands of, well, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or even millions of dollars, right? Could be what the firm, the attorney, takes on a victory or settlement in a given case in this field. So yeah, they have a duty to get back to you. More expensive firms, that duty goes up. Higher volume firms might be a little cheaper. That duty might go down, but it doesn't go away. You have to communicate. The attorney has to communicate with you and vice versa. It's simply required. This is symbiosis. We must work together to turn the horrible things that were done to you into money. One does not simply monetize hate in a vacuum. It takes a village, right? So unsatisfying answer, Estify, is, listen, that makes me uncomfortable. I don't know how bad it is. I don't know if it means they're bad. But yeah, I'm uncomfortable. If we were family, I'd be like, no, time, we got to get you somebody else. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, like, subscribe, comment down below. Share the channel so it may grow. Thanks, everybody. Hope you have a great weekend.